Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hello.
We got Brayden, we got Rick, and Whitney. Welcome to a new beginning of a collection of healing through the body. The theme for this week is reclaiming your presence in your body, that the body remembers. So, if you've ever found yourself clenching your jaw in traffic and you didn't realize it until you breathed out, I'm fine. Everything's okay.
Gaslighting yourself.
You're fine. You worked through it. You did all the paperwork. You worked through it. You sat with it. Maybe you're being seen a therapist. You did it. And you're fine. So then how come you're clenching your jaw? Relax your shoulders. You realize how tight they are? I'm fine, right? So this week we aren't asking your thoughts about how you're feeling. We're asking your shoulders. We're asking your stomach, your spine. Because healing isn't just a mindset work. It's muscle memory. And it's time that we stop managing our wounds and start moving them.
Shifting them bit by bit. That actually reminds me of this weird little thing I used to do. Actually, I forgot all about that. Maybe I could start doing that because I've been experiencing back pain. You lay down on the floor, you get into a super relaxed state, and then you let your body twitch and move as you see fit. It just starts with one involuntary tremor that you allow to let loose, and then before you know it, you are like wiggling all over the floor. Not overly dramatic.
That sounds like somatic work.
It's like, and you know what it reminds me? It makes me think of is like robotics in movies where they have all the small moving parts, so they can just like micro adjust all of those parts, and then all of a sudden their arm is fixed back to where it needs to be. It's what it reminds me of, because you start to, as you fall into letting it happen, your mind detaches from your body, and then your mind can start to focus, or rather observe, what muscles are moving, where they're moving, how they're moving. You'll start to see that your body is moving in ways that you didn't even know it can actually like flex out and do. And then before you know it, 15, 20 minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, and you start to feel the pain lessen. You feel the knot and the tension letting go, or you find the spot that needs the work, because 9 times out of 10, the problem area isn't the point of reference to get that pain to go away. It normally resides at a point away from the source of the pain. Anyway, that's my little...
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's something simple, something everybody can do. I mean, it's safe. Consult your doctors and physicians before you do this wild thing at your house.
It sounds like it would pair beautifully with a body scan meditation.
Ooh, a Reiki session. Even SRT. You could do a lot with that. That could be like its own base of operations. Ooh, what's a body scan?
You start at the top. You get relaxed.
You take a mental inventory of your physical self.
Oh, okay.
You start at the top. Okay, how's your head feel? And then you trickle down to like your temples, behind your eyes. Slowly go through all that.
Start paying attention to the parts of you you don't look at or feel or notice. I like
but you go top to bottom in an organized fashion.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
It's a good meditation.
But yeah, you've talked it out, you've journaled it, you think it's over. It's fine. And then someone raises their voice. And your jaw tightens. And you're biting back decades of crap that you've already worked on. You've worked through it. It's done, right? But did you sit with it? That's your body telling you. Those are like check engine lights coming on. Hey, check this out over here. Ooh. You feel that? You feel that. Ah, what is that? And then you just brush it down. I'm fine. No, it's cool. I'm fine.
Isn't it kind of funny to see a physical aspect receiving a non-physical link? Because as you sit there and think about, why are my shoulders so tense? What's got me there? Oh man. Oh, it was because this happened over here, or it's because this thought's going through my head. It's because I've got 15 million things going on and I feel like everybody is just up my ass while I'm trying to get everything done.
Little triggers,
Yeah.
trauma. It's cellular. It anchors itself in your breath, in your posture, in your digestion, in your voice.
That's where
For
like
sure.
that's where like you start to look at exploring ways to be able to either what's the word I'm looking for? Integrate the shoot, no, I lost it. It's gone. Sorry guys. It'll come back here in a second. I was thinking way too hard.
Can you think of a time like that though, where you noticed that you're reacting, or maybe even didn't notice, but something like someone raising their voice, like, my kitchen is my space. That's my hanging out space when we're not cooking, when we're not having meals. That's where the adults hang out. And when there's a bunch of kids in there, I can feel it. My back tightens. I can feel it in my shoulders, and I'm just like, oh, stop! Everyone get out! There's too many voices. It's too many people. That's another thing. Oh, when there's too many voices, I can feel it just building up, and it starts like in my chest, up my neck, and just like it's overwhelming.
Mine is like over my shoulders, up into my ears. Somebody's just getting ready to just squeeze my head. Yeah.
Or traffic.
Traffic? Okay, so like I'm seeing a really big relational causality with traffic. Like traffic treats you the way you view traffic. So as you get angry, as you are like not stoked for going through rush hour, as you contemplate all the stupid people that don't know how to handle their cars, you realize like you're manifesting that. You know that, but you're still angry because you've done it forever. And then having that realization that you're doing it to yourself, and then you start paying attention to your driving habits, and you realize people drive around you the same way you drive around everybody else. It's almost like it just reminds me of car games when you're driving down the road and you're like mobbing super hard. You're almost to the finish line. Then some second car comes out of left field, literally left field, and trajectory course with you, and you can't slow down. And you can't get over fast enough, one direction or the other. Like you just got to take that car head on. And it's like they timed that to such a way. So it's like a learning thing in a sense, right? So I just feel like that's the same thing with our universe. Like as you go and do the things, it comes back and does them back to you.
Not only that, but if you think back to times that you've been in traffic and people are driving aggressively around you, you're going to drive defensively at that point. And it would make sense that they would do the same thing to you if you're driving aggressively. They're going to get defensive. You're going to find people driving in response to you.
Yep. Or aggressive meets aggressive. Those ones are the worst.
It's like finding your boundaries.
Yeah, that is good. You could learn
if you know that you don't like being in a rush and you need to drive through traffic like that, and we're practicing slowing down, or we're practicing whatever you are practicing, not being aggressive and angry in traffic.
Accepting the flow as it comes.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nicer to just go into that and flow with the rest of traffic instead of being in a hurry?
But how do you do that?
It's so hard to do that.
But
recognizing it, first of all. So like, where do you feel it in your body? Because there's something there to unpack that we keep stuffing down. I'm fine, or I've already worked through this. It's not that. Where do you feel it first in your body?
The chest. Right across the shoulders. This is where it's always like, ugh. Because you're like bearing down on it. So you're just sitting there holding it like, don't.
Like
Just
90% of the time, we can ask you, relax your shoulders. And you've got a ways that they can fall. And they were tense, they were tight. It's like the natural state of being, preparing for something,
boom, boom.
or being in survival mode. We heard of fight, flight,
Fight,
freeze, or
flight,
fawn.
freeze, or fawn.
You've probably heard of fight or flight response and the freeze. But the fawning is like the performance, and it puts you in a cycle. It really ends up being a cycle until we can recognize it and put a stop to it and catch it in the middle and break the cycle. But the fight, the triggering, it always starts with a situation, and that triggers you. So what happens? Some guy comes in, looks at you, locks eyes with you, and then raises his voice at you, or girl, and it triggers you because it's happened so many times when you were younger, and you were just sick and tired of putting up with it. So it triggers you, and that puts you into fight or flight. Is he bigger than you? The situation triggers the following thought, which then prompts the emotion afterwards. And then you respond. So, guy yells at you, triggers the emotion. I am so sick and tired of dudes yelling at me. I'm ready to fight. I'm going to be mad. And then I'm going to tighten up my shoulders, and I'm going to straighten up my spine, and I'm going to say something.
Or do something.
Or you're going to run away. You're going to back away. And then you're going to lower your voice, non-threatening. It's okay. I'll just leave. Or the freeze, like, oh my gosh, he's probably going to hit me. Oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? Do I yell for help? Or the fawn. Oh my gosh, help, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. We're going to placate the entire scene of what's going on, and it's going to be fine. I'll just smooth everything over. So if you can recognize it first in your head,
then from there, you get to put on your own filter. There is a spot, if you see we're talking about a process, you've got the action or the scenario. Let's put scenario, because it could be somebody's verbal, it could be a physical thing, it could be just something in your own head that just spurs on the chain of events. But there is a scenario that leads to a thought, that leads to an emotion, and then from that point, we get to drop the filter on that bad boy, and that's where we get to take the pause, the breath. We get to step into that liminal field of this situation and just take in the moment and be like, which way do I want to go with this?
walk yourself through it.
Yeah. Why am I feeling this way, and which way am I going to go through with it? Because it's okay to do it in an anger style. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to be frozen and not know where to go with it, and see if you just want to have their reaction
I just
to the
felt like I was
situation.
rambling.
No, you're doing great. You were setting the seed. And then it's okay to fawn. There are circumstances where, like you get farther with honey over vinegar. Everything is circumstantial, and there's no wrong way to do it. It's just authenticity. Which way do you want it to come from you? When you start recognizing the things going on in your body, when you start noticing the jaw clenching, the shoulders back, those are indicators that you got something that needs to be addressed to some degree. And you got to remind yourself, and maybe this is a great place to start, you are safe. You're no longer in survival mode, right? So let's just see what the body's saying to us. Let's see how we feel about what we're feeling. Let's trace back the thoughts. And then, I don't know.
It's like a check engine light. Which light came on? what did you feel at first? What is it? Where are you feeling it? Okay, I'm feeling it in my shoulders. Okay, it struck a nerve, it triggered me, but I can logically assess the situation that I don't need to respond that way, and that's not the person I want to be. So this is how I want to respond. That thought that came ahead, that was survival.
Oh.
But me now knows that I can appropriately respond to the situation, and this is how I would feel best doing it. So,
and here's the beauty of it: once you've made the action, the feeling doesn't go away. The feeling still lingers because you still got the opportunity to sit with that and appreciate it. You appreciate the emotion that you have.
It might still freaking piss you off that somebody raised their voice at you like that, and you're still upset. But you worked through it in your head. You went through the situation. That's where I was going. That's where I got lost. And then afterwards, you're still upset. You might even want to cry. Maybe you want to vent to somebody. You just can't stop thinking about it.
That's
it's still
the release
sitting
you're
there.
looking for, right? Like at that point, you're looking to release the emotion you have, and it starts by acknowledging it and feeling it. And feeling it doesn't mean putting effort into it; it just means sitting with it. Get curious with it.
Well, maybe you did. Maybe you did in the moment. You talked to everybody. You talked it through. They talked you down, and you're calm. But then you go home, and at the end of the day,
pissed.
You're still sitting with the emotion. Well, it's sitting there. We don't know why. Usually, we don't know why.
Well, and here's the other thing: we're used to that emotion sitting around, and we, instead of addressing the emotion, we dress the situation the way we wish we would have approached it. So we're tackling two things here. We're deciding in the moment the best way to go about it in that moment. And you may still want to reread that situation later. But when you had the moment to pause and think about it and then take on your action, and you come back to that feeling later, that feeling is there because of habit, because that point, it's always going to be there, man. Like that feeling is supposed to be felt. It's for you. That's the experience, and this is like what you garner from the experience. And like hurt sucks. I'm not saying you get what you deserve, but you can sit in that hurt with a positive mindset towards the way you handled the situation, and you can appreciate that hurt. You can look at it and you can sit with it and just allow it to feel. And like the moment you have I don't know, in my experience, when you have a form of gratitude towards it, you feel it leave the body. It feels like I guess the word "give up the ghost" comes to mind. It's that one final breath, and then it passes on.
Well, and also thinking about the fact that your emotional signals are just your body's response to external stimuli, and they're typically a learned response. What from your past is bringing forth that specific emotion towards that stimuli? And how is it that you could deal with that in a more effective manner? How are you going to allow that to dictate your response?
Or not buts. Yeah. Well, no, it's still a butt.
Sweetie.
Well, we've got it. We've like our topic is the body, right? So, like we're starting to step back into what we were already talking about. I can feel that, but like how do you? I don't want to say get rid of the feelings that you feel in your body, but how do you allow that to pass off of your body?
Well, actually, it's called somatic shaking.
Okay. All right.
So what you were talking about is one of those strategies.
Okay.
Or without sitting on the floor. Thanks for watching, Judy, Camilla, Sierra. Somatic dance, somatic movement, period, anything like that. Just letting it go. Even like shaking your shoulders. Start softly and then do it more vigorously, and then let your arms do what they do, and then move the rest of your body and let the emotion go through. It can be really cathartic.
Do the wiggles.
Just moving your body. Like Brayden was saying, you might have not noticed that you hold a lot of tension in your hips, in your thighs, in your feet. Do you flex your feet a lot?
Oh man, I'm always curling my toes. Like if I wiggle my toes, I look normal. Nobody sees somebody's toes wiggling unless they're staring at people's feet, and that's their own hidden. They're not pointing that out kind of thing. So that's kind of like what I've derived to. And it's so far away from my brain, I don't think about it. Out of sight, out of mind.
I didn't realize how much I was clenching my jaws until one morning I woke up and I was chewing my cereal, and within a couple bites, my jaw was tired.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's sore.
oh, right. Look at that. We've got so many people. Looks like so many people.
Whatever. Even screaming. I took a moment and I went onto the rims and I found a nice hidden spot and I traveled down off to the side and into the trees. Didn't see anybody, and I just yelled. I yelled as long as I could, kept a tone as long as I could. I was just so upset. I just needed to let something out. It was that nobody, nothing in particular. It was just held in emotion.
How did it feel?
It was wonderful. Well, you sure hope somebody doesn't walk up on me, but I had sat there long enough and I'd been watching behind me. I hadn't passed anybody. It was a weekday. People were in school. Like, no, we should be there.
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of seeing a little
And
bit.
I had headphones on too, so I had music blaring, and I was like, "We're not gonna even. I don't even know how loud I'm screaming. It was, "Rah!" As long as I could. Oh,
I wash dishes.
angry cleaning.
I do.
Absolutely.
I love angry cleaning. It gives you so much time with your thoughts. You don't have to think when you clean. You've done it so many times. You know what you're doing. And then it gets done. And then, like, not only have I worked through all my stuff, but I now have a clean house to enjoy the revelations that I have received while doing all of that work. And that is like, yeah, that is so therapeutic. I'm so about that.
I think that keeps me pretty tense.
Yeah,
You know
but
another thing? Giving yourself permission to cry.
oh, that's a good one. That's a hard one, man. If you
Like intentional time to cry.
have you gotten to the point in your life ever where like you are just randomly spouting tears? Like somebody says one thing and it's not even like at you. It's just like
He
it hits your
says to the
soul.
woman.
It hits your soul, and then you just start like, oh man, the tears are
yes.
coming. And I went through a big period of that, like as I rediscovered emotion. And it was I just kept to my my wordless music, so I didn't have to worry about it, and it was loud enough I hear everybody else talking. But man, it was crazy to see how often you fight those tears back just because you don't want to do it in front of people.
The more I recognize points where I am dismissing and just stuffing it down, and I catch myself, it really is irritating me. It really irritated me the last time I did it. I knew I was doing it. I was like, stop. Well, I don't want to cry. It'll make people feel a different way. I'm not allowed to cry in front of people. Who said that, Whitney? Nobody said that. Then let yourself cry. I don't know.
What about the other side of that, where like you recognize you're doing that, so you stop, but you don't know how to go the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, I hit the wall of emotion, and oh no, I'm backpedaling. Okay, I don't have to backpedal, but like, shit, that's all I've ever done. Huh? How do I go back this way? Where's first gear? Where's first gear? And then you feel like that guy that's sitting there pretending like or thinks he has superpowers, and he's trying to make them happen, and nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you're feeling more and more
Or
deluded
like in
by
a
the
dream
second.
where you're running and you can't run faster, you can't do anything.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't have those dreams anymore. Those were the worst. Oof. Gotta get that off.
So you just sit with it.
Yeah.
You just sit with it.
Yep. And appreciate it. I'm
And
telling
if you don't feel like you're moving forward, just sit there.
There's a lot to appreciate in these emotions, you guys. Like they show you so much. It's a revelation, right? Like it's self-revealing. The emotion is there to give you the heads up. Hey, we got something here.
Your body should feel like home. We want to create that peace. And that peace really needs to start from within. Oh, allow yourself to feel that. It's okay. It's okay, Whitney. Yes, we are mad. Well, I'm not supposed to be mad. Everybody's gonna think I'm. That's okay, but you are mad. Why are you mad? Oh, because people keep talking over me in my kitchen, and I've said so many times I want them out of my kitchen. Okay, so your boundary has been crossed. So there's a reason to be mad. You deserve to be upset. It's okay.
So how do you want to express
But
that?
is it not? Because people are gonna think I'm angry and I'm a bitch or this and that. But you have every right to feel that way, Whitney. It's that internal monologue that you could have with yourself, a moment to parent yourself.
Bro.
Even if you do it in
Yeah.
private, but practicing that. Oh,
Yeah, just talk to yourself how you would want somebody, like, talk to yourself how you would want somebody to talk to you in your hard situations, right?
yeah.
That kind of sounds like a no-duh thing to say.
It feels good to
But,
be seen.
Yeah.
And you know what? It feels even better to acknowledge yourself, to validate yourself.
To choose you.
Yeah.
To be a.
Because that'll be a lot of anger too, you know? You allow that to happen to you in some situations. I'm like, oh,
But
man,
then
Ah.
there's this other side of all this too.
so show up for you.
So you have your positive emotions, and it's going to be the same thing. Like when you get that giddy sensation from a job well done, from getting something accomplished, for
Yeah.
getting an awesome reward. You know, for me, one that will forever sit in my brain is going up to the top of Mystic Lake on the way back from your guys' wedding and being able to Viking roar at the top of my lungs. It felt so good. It was and it was like, I don't know. I felt like it permeated the air around me. And then I went
For
about my way,
sure.
and it was a great day. It was the best
I
hike
mean,
down
you
ever.
carried that thing with your socks shoes.
I forget about the sock shoes.
It
No,
was a
they
metal
were-
rack, and you just carried it like old timey. Just hauled it 12 miles in.
You sneakies.
They
were like, "You're
miles
gonna-"
in.
I
To
let them
Lost
know.
Lake.
I let them know ahead of time too. I was like, guys, I think I'm
Or
gonna,
Island Lake. Sorry.
I think I'm gonna take this thing to Mystic Lake. And I should have known. I saw the look. I saw them look at each other and like, oh, you really think you can do that? And my hubris was like, yeah, 4 miles is nothing.
Did you just call me weak without calling me weak?
And then
I'll show you.
I had to go up the switchbacks without stopping because I knew if I stopped, I'd be dead. I'd be done. There's no way. No way. I'd be sitting there for an hour cashed out.
Those dark rocks with the sun beating down on you.
Yeah, I just wanted to get out of them. I just kept. I didn't even look up. I was just like one foot in front of the other until you don't see black rocks. That's not hard.
Where does it end? Where does it end? And you know what? We hiked that in March when it was covered in snow. In that specific area, the switchbacks, the snow collects on the top, so it blankets, and it usually creates air pockets. So there were certain parts where I'd step and the snow would go all the way up to my thigh, like my hip.
Not your wedding.
No,
Okay, you have me really confused. It's like, bro, I
no,
remember.
I'm just saying I hiked the
I got you.
switchbacks.
Okay, I got
In
you.
March,
In
tooting
March.
my own horn.
There's no way. There's
It
no
was
way.
great. It was
In
during
March?
COVID.
Why would you do it in March?
It was during COVID, and I was
Were you
tired of
trying-
being locked in. I was social distancing at its finest.
You were That's like some cabin fever if I've ever
Oh
heard.
yeah,
Was it adventurous? What was the lake
it
like?
felt
at the
good to
top?
say that we did it. Freaking windy,
What?
so windy,
So weird.
so windy. Yeah, we hid along the side, ate our little sub sandwich together, and then hiked back down.
Was there any like ice on any part of the on Mystic Lake?
Yeah, it kind of empties,
Yeah.
so it like shriveled up, and there was ice.
How far down did it show?
I don't remember. I'd have to look up the picture for
Ah,
you.
man.
Are
I'm
you
just
excited?
curious.
You want to go
Yeah,
hike it? in
maybe
March?
a little bit. It sounds intriguing. I mean, I
You
like
should.
winter camping. Winter camping's a blast. man.
I've only ever done that once.
It's so much fun. And I mean, I don't know. It's a delusional kind of fun, but it's fun, right?
It was cathartic though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
hiking is a great one.
I haven't done much hiking. Like I've done a lot of mini hikes, but my cousin Charlie, she like would get lost in the bear tubes, figuratively. She knew where she was going.
Have you ever heard of EFT tapping?
Yes, I am both convinced and not convinced. I don't know enough about it to feel its validity, but I do like how it like focuses you to that point, and then when I see it from that angle, I start to feel little goosebumps tinglies.
I want to make sure I'm saying it right. So EFT tapping is also known as emotional freedom techniques, and it is a self-help method that combines elements of cognitive therapy and acupuncture. So specific points. So it has to do with where you're tapping at. And I've heard of it and I've seen videos on it, and I don't know all the specifics about it, but I do know that there have been many a times where I was having an anxiety attack, a little panic attack, and I have come to recognize when it starts building, and I don't want it to become a full-blown panic attack. And I just tap myself on my chest.
Oh, that's funny. I rub circles into my chest.
I tap. I try to do it with my fingers because I don't know what it is, but it's a little something about the pain. Like, focus here, okay. Just like it's frantic. It's just, I need to like focus here, okay. Just focus here, and then I slow down and I try to match my heartbeat. But
I do that with my forehead when I'm trying to think.
I've seen there are certain spots on your body, like around your eyebrows, right underneath the cheeks,
your chin.
the right beneath your nose is a spot. Your collarbones is another spot. Right underneath your arms, the sides of your hand. Oh,
and they
beautiful.
They all correlate to something different.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into that. I think
we should. I want to bring you guys it, right? I'm just gonna pull it up. Just kidding. Fine.
Bust out the notepads. Emotional freedom. I like EFT better.
So, how to do EFT? You can do EFT or tapping whenever you feel upset, and you may find that it helps you feel better. To do EFT, think of the issue that's bothering you. Any issue. It could be something that you're feeling anxious about or sad. Measure how your issue makes you feel sad. Rate 0 to 10. 0 means you don't feel that bad at all, but a score of 10 means you feel as bad as possible. Write the number down. Create a statement that describes the issue. Like, even though I feel anxious about work tomorrow, I deeply and completely accept myself. Or even though my partner broke up with me, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then you repeatedly tap on the edge of your palm or below your little finger. And while you tap, you say the statement out loud 3 times. You tap the rest of the points on your body one at a time. And while you tap, you state your issue over and over. You can tap on the center of your head, the inside edge of one eyebrow. You tap the outside edge of one eye. Tap the bone beneath your eye. You can go through a series, or you can just stick to one. I'm not finding related places on the body. But if you want to research it more, you can absolutely do it. For me, it helped just like recenter myself.
I like the physical aspect of it.
It is kind of letting the emotion pass through you. But the one thing that I want to avoid doing is like picking up the phone and deflecting it and stuffing it down. Like, we don't have to sit with the emotion all at once in one go.
Yes, you do. All the time. Every time. For life.
No, sometimes we're practicing just doing it. You will get better with time. Practice gets us better.
Yeah. Baby steps.
Another one is looking in the mirror. Looking yourself
Ooh.
in the mirror and naming the emotion out loud and walking yourself through it.
Can you look yourself in the eyes while you talk about the things that bother you? I've never tried it. I'm just asking. Food for thought. The next time you go in to the bathroom, go to a mirror.
Affirmations.
I wouldn't even say affirmations. Go
You
the
know,
other
this
way
would be
with
a
it.
good
Go the other way
a
with it.
good opportunity to look into counseling or a life coach or a friend that you could talk to, but steps towards it.
Yeah. So, like,
Friendly neighborhood life coaches here.
look yourself in the eyes in that bathroom mirror and tell yourself, I am not happy with whatever it is you're not happy with. And see if you can stay with that. Like, something about staring yourself in your eyes, in the eyes. I can't look people in the eyes for very long. It's hard because I feel like I get to see into their soul. And they get to stare back into mine. And it's very vulnerable. So
don't make it about that.
no, yeah, you don't. But
What color are your eyes?
But that's what I'm saying.
Do you have stripes in your eyes?
When you look yourself in the eyes and you're asking yourself the harder questions, it's going to elicit that emotion for you. It's a quick way to bring it up.
You can watch your shoulders tense up as you're talking about it and work on relaxing them.
Mm-hmm. I'm not to
How
try
can
and
we
get
feel
back
more
to you
relaxed?
guys. I haven't done it. I want to do it, but that is my surmisation.
It is not my fault. I can control me. I am not responsible for how other people react. But boundaries are for both them and me. So I bring my best self forward. So I have every right to feel upset. It's okay that I'm upset. It's okay that I'm sad.
It's okay to feel the emotions. Feeling an emotion isn't a bad thing.
You can talk about drowning or you can learn to swim. Today we swim. So what part of your body do you feel emotion hit first?
Depends on the emotion.
That is your alarm system. That place might be where your nervous system first flares up for fear, for grief, or shame. What's one place in your body that's always tight? And what do you think it's protecting you from?
I always thought I just needed to strengthen
When my
core.
shoulders are tight, I feel like that's almost pride or like oh gosh, what is that? Self-respect. Every time I let somebody walk over me or I stuff my emotion down and I let myself know that it doesn't deserve to be heard or felt or seen, that it's not acceptable, so I have to put on the mask to make everybody else feel better. I feel like that's why my shoulders get tight.
Yeah,
so the less
because you're pulling on the mask.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hold on a second. Let me hold this in place.
Every time I get upset and I don't let that be seen, that anger coming forward is like, come on. It deserves to be seen. You deserve better than that. Speak up. How come you're not listening to me?
Say the things.
The more I can relax my shoulders, I feel like the taller I stand, the more confident I feel. It's not forced. It's like a lion.
And then it eventually gets to a point where you really don't fear other people's anger. You feel very anchored in what you're saying and what you're standing for, and like,
because you can recognize that anger isn't meant for you. That has everything to do with them.
Yep. And you'll know when it's volatile and explosive and you don't need to be a part of it, and you'll act accordingly. But you'll still do it with sovereignty. You'll still do it without watering down who you are. You won't cut down the square into a circle just to make it fit.
Right. Can you think of a moment when your body reacted before your mind did?
Oh, yeah.
Where you might have flipped, exploded, or shut down.
It feels so good in the moment
that is
too,
survival.
doesn't it? Like you jump into that rush feeling. It's like it's almost like it's an endorphin rush or like an adrenaline rush.
Mm.
It's a high all its own, and you're like, this justifies it because I feel good. And then you beat yourself up for it later because you realize you were in denial and just catering to the moment. But we get to advance to a different kind of satisfaction that
When
is
the
much
moment
more
of
long
conditioning bypasses logic. What you're talking about is like pent up emotions. It's the last straw on the camel's back. You've been holding back that anger for so long. And because you didn't address it, it just it comes out.
Or you're just like, you grew up with a family that was explosive. So it was right then and there, boom, boom, boom.
Overreacting.
Yep. It didn't take much to catch a hand, you know? So then that's.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And then it's not!
Yeah. And so then that's like instilled in you. But I mean, it might not even be in its fine moment. I've had a couple of friends where the moment it sounded like.
Oh, I mean, like if you grew up around that, that would elicit a lot of fawning or freezing.
Or you go the other route.
I know people who are
aggressive.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Oh yeah, I'm sure you can do that. Oh, it's fine. And then, I said never do that. Whoa. Don't know if you're gonna explode. Think of when your body feels safe. When your body feels safe, what's different? What's your baseline for peace? What you can think of as safe is your baseline for peace.
It's like an opal color.
Many of us might not even know what safety feels like. It's been so long. But you know what's normal, what's comfortable.
That's a start, right? If you know where you were, you can just venture away from somewhere different.
What would safe look like for you? If you could create that safety, what would it look like?
A better way to ask that, I wouldn't say better,
What would it feel like?
another way to ask that is, if you were to divulge the thing that's weighing heaviest on you, what would be the setting? Where would you be at? Who would you be talking to? Is it quiet? Is it a noisy hub so nobody can hear the things you've got to say? Are you in nature? Are you in your house? Are you at a public place? Are you driving in a car, hitting the back roads? Like, what does it look like to you? Are you shouting it to the skies in the middle of nowhere? And then once you figure that out, like, go do it. Go check it out. Go see what it's like. See how safe it really is.
So, what parts of your body feel like that they've been yelling?
That sounded like thunder. I mean, I know
It
it's somebody
kinda did.
rolling across the. I think it's somebody rolling across the hallway, but.
Sounded like thunder. What am I ready to release? I'm gonna give you a challenge. I'm gonna leave you with this.
My lower back and shoulders have been messing with me too. I think mine's more like I need to get up and stretch. But
I've been watching, and the comments have not been showing up.
Well, I said 13.
I know they are
They
over
just
there.
didn't. I didn't scroll up. That's my bad. I dropped the ball. Sorry, Judy. Because of other people.
Yes. Yes, that's irritating. Like, I don't need to shove myself down because it's going to make you uncomfortable. I deserve to be seen.
Well, it's
I
hard.
can cry. I can cry. Whitney, it's okay to cry. We don't cry in front of other people.
And you're like busy navigating yourself, and then all of a sudden it's just expected of you to navigate somebody else.
It's the guilt
Like, how
you
can
see
I
in
navigate
people. Like,
other
oh,
people? I
man,
don't
I'm
even
making
know
them
the
feel guilty,
person.
and they're like, no, just let me feel. Stop looking at me. I'm crying. Why are you looking at me?
Oh, that's wild.
It is important. Yes, Judy. So I leave you with this challenge. Pick one physical habit tied to emotional stress, like jaw clenching, the holding your breath, clenching your jaw, shoulders. Your challenge this week is to witness it,
Tensing of all the muscles.
name it, and practice offering it something different. Be it softness, breath, movement.
Just bust out the baseball bat and visualize.
Acknowledge
beating-
it.
Oh, I mean.
I mean, if you want to envision
Dare
somebody
you
just
make me
taking
feel
a
this?
baseball bat to them shoulders, you just relax. Ugh.
Could you imagine meeting each one of your emotions? Like, so anger is always like, you don't really ever
But
talk.
practice it. Practice it this week. Like every time you get in the car, when you open the car door and you sit down, take a moment. Okay. Remember, think of your jaw. Relax, relax, relax your jaw. Sit in the car. Okay. Relax your shoulders. Notice it. Notice it. Acknowledge it.
Could you imagine having a conversation with all of your different emotions, meeting them as people or versions of you, instead of seeing them
Giving
as
them
just
a body,
emotions?
characteristic,
Yeah.
personality.
Like, I mean, for some people, anger might just be a fist fight. Like, you go in there and fist fight each other until you come to understanding. Because that's just how some people are. You know, maybe with happiness, there's a lot of planning and futurescaping and all right, giddy joy. Anxiety and fear, you know, like I feel like I would see them as my little
Your
minis.
cast of Inside Out
Yeah,
for yourself.
yeah. I'd see little versions of me that are just
Oh,
in those states. And
makes
they'd be
me
like,
want to
"Come here."
like go and create them.
Yeah.
Maybe you could add that if you feel creative this week. You could drop it in some comments somewhere.
Mhm.
Just post it.
I think those are both really good.
If you create your own, if you had your own cast for your Inside Out,
What would it look like?
what would it look like? Share it.
Yeah.
Share it.
Share it.
Create a thread or something.
Yeah, just post it. Throw it on the page.
Yep, that's happening. It's
Do
gonna happen.
it. Is that what we're doing? Are
Yeah.
we done? Have we reached the end?
No, I just want to leave you with that your body's not broken. It's okay. She's brilliant. Your body's been protecting you. It's been warning you. It's been anchoring you. The emotions that show up, they deserve to be seen.
They're
They
your
deserve
inner
your
you.
ear.
Yeah.
They deserve your breath. They deserve your care. And this month that we're going through with healing in the body,
You know, and I will tell you, you will have a much happier time in life if you can co-create with your feelings instead of shoving them down and saying, nope, I got this. I'm taking the wheel. I know what to do. Like, when you have a good relationship with your feelings, it's not very often that you follow through with something that doesn't feel aligned to what you're trying to achieve. And when it doesn't feel aligned, you can recognize it and you don't beat yourself up. You have grace and you just see where the realignment needs to happen and make moves. Forward momentum. You are not your past. Your past doesn't dictate you. It's there to remind you and show you what you have overcome and transcended, what you've integrated, what you've left behind, what you've taken with you. Your future is there for you to be able to see what version of you you need to be in order to have that. And your current is the motion forward to make that future your now.
the body should feel like home. Don't want to be avoiding it anymore.
Love it. The more you love it, that's the other thing.
There's
Body
better
positivity. Give it to yourself. You need to.
Mhm.
It makes it easier to get through life. All right.
Until next week, share your
Goodbye.
Inside Out cast.
Hasta luego. Rick, just in time to say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Click.
Au revoir.
Look at those
Hasta
powers.
luego.